Hey guys, so as you can see, this video is going to be about the new iPhone. When I say new iPhone, it's not here yet, and the whole video is about I haven't actually seen any information on it. Because as you know, the iPhone 4 is technically speaking a big upgrade from the 3GS. There was a lot of upgrades and features, and it was pretty big talked about. But in this case, guys, I have not seen anything about any new iPhone. And obviously, as you know, Apple were very focusing on their, how can I describe it, what would you call it, more handheld devices rather than Macs and software. Actually, software was a pretty talked about one. You got IS4 and all that, but anyway, they went back to the Mac, as you know, a while back. Didn't do much changes in my opinion, not a huge ass change or anything, but anyway, so back to the mobile products and all that. I haven't heard nothing about any iPhone 5. I say iPhone 5, what the hell could it be called? As well, I was going to say there's probably lots of speculations out there about what it's going to be called, but once again, I have seen nothing. If anything, the most I have seen is just iPhone 5, but that's barely nothing. I mean, if I have a look on Google now, I just typed in iPhone 5 rumours. So I'm getting up iPhone 5 rumours, what you need to know. All I can see on about here, guys, is about the iPhone change into, how do you pronounce it, Verizon, from AT&T and all that stuff, but that's already happened now, isn't it? So obviously not iPhone 5, but hey, I'm seeing nothing here. So right, what can I have a look at here? 4 rumours we've heard about iPhone 5. I haven't read all this, guys, and jeez, come on. Right. We've all been spending a great deal of time chasing iPad 2 information, much of which can be found here and here. 2 links, hyperlinks. Anything can be said at this point, blah, 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 irrelevant. The iPhone 5 is sitting high in rumour mill circulation. We aren't even sure if it'll be called iPhone 5, but we go with that name to use it as a reference point. That said, let's take a look at what we've heard about iPhone 5 so far. We'll use Qualcomm chips. This rumour has been circulating for a while and is definitely not going away. The word that Apple is using Qualcomm, correct me if I'm wrong, chipsets. This is now likely because the Verizon iPhone, which uses CDMA technology rather than GSM, and as AT&T uses. This chip will fit all the networks and stuff. This sounds likely for Apple, who would rather minimise the SKUs than split their product line into GSM and CDMA. I don't know what none of that means, guys. I assume it's some sort of, well, I know it's a new chipset, but hey. Equipped with an A5 processor. It's said that iPhone 5 will run on Apple's A5 processor, which is said to be a Cortex A9 based multi-core chip. Wow. The iPhone 5 is also rumoured to be loaded with a Qualcomm chip. Yeah, we've read about that. This will no doubt make the device much faster and better at rendering video content. Rendering video content on a phone, I know it's already been there, but it still sounds pretty weird to hear that. On a small screen like that, we expect to be on the iPhone 5. High-def video content may not be a big deal. However, on the gaming end, this means rendering more polygons. If you think the iPhone games are like Infinity Blade look great, wait until they start making use of multi-core processors. Multi-core processors on a phone, guys. I mean, jeez. How far are we talking here? Okay, that just got a really dodgy picture of a really slimmer and completely redesigned. There is also speculation that iPhone 5 is a fair amount thinner than the current models. This is because of smaller conductive notes for the touchscreen. This comes from a patent application that popped up recently for a method of creating a thinner capacitive touchscreen. I don't reckon it's going to be much thinner, guys. I mean, they put quite a bit of effort into making this something, which, well, iPhone 3GS. They made it, what was it, 24% thinner, something like that. And I think it is a significant improvement, and they seem to, say they put a lot of effort into that. I don't think the new one's going to be much thinner, if thinner at all. I hope they keep the same case design as well. Like the rumour 4, like the iPad 2 may lose the home button. While the iPad is definitely getting multi-touch gestures, and so far most of them replace functions on the home button. However, we don't see anything of the sort coming to the iPhone ... yet. Still, there's not much to say we won't see these coming to the iPhone. After all, iOS 4.3 is still in its first stages of beta. There's a long way for it to go before it comes anywhere near being a finished product. One of the rumours we've read mentions that Jobs didn't want any physical buttons on the iPhone from the start. That's true. This may finally be when we see the functionality Jobs wanted when iPhone was being conceptually... I'm not going to try and read that word. Okay, we may lose the home button. I'm doing that a lot in this video. I don't think we're going to lose the home button, guys. Home button's an essential thing, even though I do admit when using my phone it's kind of like, oh, whoops. Nice touch gestures, and then I want to get back or whatever I need to do, and then I have to go plonk. What else did I do then? Okay, I go plonk and hit a home button. It's kind of like, oh, I don't want to hit a button. You know, I know it sounds kind of pathetic, but it just feels horrible when you've been using that nice touchscreen. But I do find the home button, guys, is essential. Really, it needs to be there. It would look cool thinking about it, guys, without a home button, but you know, and you'll have more space for a bigger screen then. And since we're kind of, okay, guys, is it 4 by I don't have a clue on the ratio of the screen. But it's not 16 by 9 and it's not 4 by 3, it's kind of in between. If we had the home button, you could just send it on that way, so it could be a 16 by 9 screen. May look a bit weird, but then you may have space for, I don't know, you could have, either just a higher resolution screen, whatever. You could have a space for another row of apps, and then you'd be able to view your widescreen / HD movies in full screen instead of either having lines, which is annoying, guys. But hey. Oh. Okay, it said 5 rumours. Now we've hit number... oh, it says 4 rumours. iPhone 5, I got 5 in my head. Okay, so that's all that... and that's a lot, guys. I've looked around a lot of other sites. I think this one's randomly popped up. But that is all I've heard. I mean, have you guys got any information? Have I been in the background not knowing any of this stuff about the iPhone? I don't know. Fill me in on what you know, because I haven't heard much, guys. But that is all I've heard. And I've been looking around for... it must be about... only about 2 weeks, but like, you know, it's I'm not really too bothered at this present moment in time. But now, just thinking about it, there's no rumours out there. You know, I would expect them to be more. Sorry if I'm rambling on a bit, guys, but I'm just wondering, because a few months back, iPhone was Apple's big wow product, and now it seems to be just a kind of thing floating in the background, whereas iPhone is. Well, it's not, I get it is one of Apple's most well-known products, and said to be the most revolutionary one they've ever made, and I do agree, guys. I mean, I love Macs to pieces, don't get me wrong, except for the case designs lately, but I love Macs to pieces. Yeah, I still do think iPhone is definitely, if not the best, one of Apple's best products. I think it does everything amazing. Like, using an iPhone now, you go back to using another phone, really, you know? Especially not another touchscreen one, because the touchscreens just don't work. Period. So yeah, that's all I've got to say, guys. That's some interesting stuff I just read there in the middle of the video, but let me know what you think, your suggestions. If you disagree with any of the stuff I've said, tell me, you know. I want to know, because I'm quite interested now on the new iPhone. Pricing, guys, is going to be the same probably, innit? I mean, we went up 60 quid for this phone this time, but it might have been... I can't see them going any higher for the base model. Oh, I haven't spoken about what I'd like to see in the iPhone. Right, I'm going to be disappointed if they don't increase the capacity. We've had... no, only 2 years, but 16 gig and 32 gig. I want them to make the standard model a 32 gig, and then have a optional extra to go up to 64 gig, because 16 gig is a fine amount of memory, guys. It's just, I would like 32 a lot more, because, I mean, I know obviously a lot of people have different iTunes library size. Some will have a lot bigger than me, but I'd just like to be able to have the majority of my music on my phone, but maybe just stick 20 gig of music on the phone, and then have lots of photos on there, maybe a movie too, and still have a couple of gig left over, you know what I mean? Because at the moment I'm completely packed for space on my phone, and it's full, you know, and it's slowing down and all that. But what else would I like to see in the iPhone? I'm not too bothered. Do you guys reckon it'd have 1080p video recording? I mean, I'm not fussed on it having it. I don't mind. 720p is great enough. I mean, it's a phone for Christ's sakes. But I'm just wondering, you know what I mean? How hard is it for them to do that? They need to increase, if not the video camera anyway, the photo camera. Well, need to... See, what annoys me, guys, is the iPhone camera I find is much better than any other phone I've ever used. And it says 5 megapixel on the box, tin, whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't sound the best, guys, because you've got phones out there now doing 13 megapixel, and that's one that I know that might be even higher now. You know, Sony Ericsson's are usually leading with the camera-wise, but I don't know where they are at the moment. But when you say iPhone, I think it's got the best camera, and they say, oh, phone's got almost 3 times the amount of megapixels it's had. It's like, you know what I mean? Makes it sound crap. So, I don't know. They usually increase it by, well, they've increased it, they kept it the same twice, and they increased it by megapixel, then by 2 megapixel. But they've all been significant changes. Well, except for iPhone original to iPhone 3G. I don't know if they are exactly the same camera, they look the same to me. But yeah, guys, other than that on camera, you obviously see a little processor increase if the A5 chip multi-core. I'll have to talk about that more another time. But I'm going to stop rambling on, guys, and please let me know your thoughts like I said, and mail me please, I'd love to know about this a bit more. And see you soon next.